changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again.
You ain't see me activated. You better hope that you never see me agitated. I think about my actions, plan them out, evaluated. That's how I end up on the top, man, I'm calculated. My mind's a weapon, my body is the engine. I'm never second guessing, I just do what I was destined. Cause I feel I got the blessing, persistence and obsession. That's how you keep progressing, I already learned that lesson, yeah.
I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. You can't stop what's moving. You can't stop what's moving. I'm changing my life, and I won't look back ever again.
No fear, see clear, you deserve to be great. I know it feels like things get in your way. Push through those walls and the others will fall. Sit up, stand tall, you can get through it all. I need some energy, anxiety's no friend to me. I have a short memory, I don't really remember things. That's how I move on, that's how I stay strong. A new day's on, I'll keep moving right along. And I feel like the pain in the past, it needs to stay in the past. You gotta take off the cast. I wanna feel like I'm a new person. I wanna have clear vision and purpose. And I feel like the pain shouldn't last. If you can move on and past the things that make you feel bad, and you can change in your brain, I'm certain. I've done it before, and man, I'm not perfect.
I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. You can't stop what's moving. You can't stop what's moving. I'm changing my life, and I won't look back ever again. There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall. Praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap, I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's facts. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall. Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best.
So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down, they wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. Some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb, and I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I won't get back up, cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down, they wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. Taking shots at the enemy, I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take the news off. And you cannot save me, cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots. You are not as tough as tracks and some music that you never guessed. I don't slack, don't lose, learn your lesson yet. When I get to choose what I do, I'm like a weapon nest. Sharp as many, but got hard, I'm ready to change. Scars to envy, to win large and plenty. I like to play fast, never change back. Calling out, I'll pay back, cause I'm great at that. Oh, you cannot save me, cause I don't need saving.
all the bad thoughts, people who were half-nots.
You were not as tough though.
Don't wanna test your luck with me. I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who were half-nots, who were not as tough as me. Don't wanna test your luck with me. I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who were half-nots, who were not as tough as me.
Hi, okay. Yeah, I'm so sorry that the waiting thing lasted so long, that I'm late in general. Bro, I think my body's in like a sleep debt phase right now, because like, let me turn this down a little bit while I'm just sitting here. But, yeah, man, it was, I have learned that Tylenol PM really does knock me the fuck out. Like, it's great. Don't get me wrong, it's fucking great. Because I normally am not able to sleep very well at all from like my muscle aches and random shit like that because my body is so goofy. But like for today and yesterday, I woke up like dead tired, like I wanted to go back to sleep. That never happens for me. Right now it is 4:52 p.m. I am in PST. But oh yeah, I need to. Oh, I should be fine actually. Oh. Let me know if I'm cutting out. I'm gonna try to use the noise canceling on my mic so I can eat a little bit without like hearing every little crunch. But I also know that sometimes the noise suppression like cuts me out too. So yeah, let me know if it's an issue. It mainly like cuts me out when I'm like yelling and shit, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue, honestly. But yeah, we have like really different time zones, which I think is, I don't know, it's cool. Like, just that we can connect with that, I guess. I have hamburger from Fevies. But, if the ketchup explodes on me, I'll cry. There we go. But, oh. The ketchup shot! Hang on, I gotta, like, fuck, give me a second. I have a confession to make. I am a heathen and I dip my burger in the ketchup. Because I use so much ketchup that when I want to put enough where I want it on the burger, it literally, like, it doesn't stay on the burger, so I end up dipping it in the ketchup puddle anyways. I have hamburger. Yeah, it's like, dude, I knock the fuck out. Tomorrow, what I'm planning on doing is taking the Tylenol tonight, knocking the fuck out, and then staying that way until I actually wake up. Because my body's in a big sleep debt phase right now. And then when I do wake up, whenever the hell that is, I'll probably stream some more Code Realize, even though it's my day off, because Code Realize is good, I like it. Hamburger good. Yeah, I didn't figure that the food would get here that fast either, so I apologize. Along with me just being slow in general. I had a very slow start today. I normally don't do that because I'm normally not sleepy. But hopefully I can get used to sleeping normally again. Have less head fog, that'd be cool. You have anything planned for today, Kit? So, my alter ego, if you will, is a cat boy with a sniper rifle. I respect it a lot. And I'm glad you're having fun. That is the point here. But, no, that actually is really cool, though. I like the sketches I saw. They look really cool. I saw that. I think it's interesting. Ah, that makes sense. Fair enough, fair enough. I was still really touched by the random fan art of you did a Baribo, or they did a Baribo. I do want to develop it a bit more. So I was slow with my OC development because I really do like taking time to try to like get ideas that I can draw from on a more personal level, I guess. I don't know how to put it, but it's like when I make natural, like, real connections, I'm able to write more about them than if I just, you know, thought, oh, what if I did this, you know? Sometimes it does work out when I do that, especially considering I do tangents a lot anyways. But it's a lot easier for me to write from the heart like that, and therefore better writing in general with characters. Hello, B-Man. Code Realize stream? Oh, I just, I can send you a clip after, I can send you it now, actually, so not really. Hold on a second. Or maybe a timestamp will work better. When I pinged you in server, that was just letting you know that we, encountered Victor. Let's see here. Let me skip ahead, damn it. Let's see here. Alright, I'll ping you, or I'll just tell you. It's, an hour and 30... I guess 39? 38 to 39, it's like 38 and a half. An hour and 38 minutes into the, second stream of the Code Realize. I like how I just died midway because I think I did go over that, how I was trying to get too much out of the computer. I have finished my Vorger. Amazing, I know, thank you. I'm just gonna munch on fries. Stream, I guess. Bro, I haven't eaten today, bro. I'm fucking hungry. Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't even realize how much time had passed. It's so weird to me because I'm so used to just getting like a couple hours of sleep. And then it's just like, you know... It's hard because I always fall asleep when it's just like a pure exhaustion level because I can't sleep otherwise. I just kind of sit there and nothing happens. Spelling is optional, we know this, remember. Okay, yeah, let me start up a draw. Where? Oh, I need to change the fucking text, I'm stupid. I was gonna take in like little doodles if you want, like, if anybody has any ideas, maybe I'll do that. I know how to spell. I know how to type. He has clothes. Are you all proud of me? Oh shit. Oh god. No! That always happens to me when, like, I, like, go to move something in Streamlabs and then it just goes whoop! It's like... I let go of the mouse button and it's still, like, on it. I don't know why that is. Yeah, I kind of gave him, like, a... Because I'm very, very weak for asymmetrical clothing and designs. Like, oh my god, I'm so weak for that. So I decided to do, like, one sleeve, and then, like, because he has, like, the little, like, thing on his... I mean, it's on both hands, but... I decided to just... I don't know. Listen, I don't need to design right now. I can also do it, too, because, like... I always forget when I go to, like, design character clothes. Mainly because I never design character clothes. I just kind of do really, like, normal stuff or nothing. Clothes are something I need to study more, like, for real. But, I was honestly just trying to figure out something that I could, something I wanted to put on him for now. I'm still trying to figure out a lot of things, honestly. Like, I might just leave the jacket at this for now with, like, some designs or something. I was still gonna put the fur on there and, like, some, like, glowy shit on it. I think that's just gonna be it, honestly. Like, honestly, this is just kind of like a, not concept, but you know what I mean, just, like, kind of like a base, blah, 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 blah. I don't know, I'm still thinking, too, is, like, I don't like, doing line work on stream because I always make so many mistakes, and it's just like I sit there for like when you watch me color and be slow, I'd be even slower when it comes to line work and like more frustrated and so much more like erasing and unerasing, and it's just like bland. Oh. I don't remember what I was gonna do too. I'm gonna use this color, but I'm just trying to think out, like, you know, this should be fine for now, I guess. I'll just clean up the lines a little. It's just, again, I'm very not used to drawing clothing and like, actually. I have to get used to clothing designs, outfit designs are something that I very much lack, like, experience in, I guess. I always A, I'm lazy. B, I mean, to be fair, I usually draw fan service like straight up, so I just don't do it that often anyway. So they kind of like fed into both ends. And it's not great, and I really should be doing more with clothing designs because there's some really nice things you can do with it. It's just, I need to get off my lazy ass and do it. Honestly, it's been a while since I've drawn because of the, well, that isn't true because of the animation thing, but I don't know, having like a lot of different like forms of mental blocks with a lot of different things right now, and I shouldn't be letting it get to me. But the thing is too, is like I don't want to go back into like a long block phase, and to be fair, it's like I don't really have that option right now because I'm trying to make content, so it's like I don't know, there's a balance between figuring out what works and kind of just sucking it up and dealing with it anyways. I don't like using that term, but I don't know, sometimes it's just like what you gotta do, you know? It's like, because to be fair, can you probably tell a little bit in my voice, I'm not completely better from the cold or whatever. It's been like edging recovery, I still cough every now and then, and it's just like, bleh. Like, overall, I am a little more drained. I'm sure you could tell my head fog is a little worse than usual right now. But it's like, I also can't just sit there and not do anything for like 3 weeks in a row, you know? So, I don't know, I'm working on it. And the thing is, too, it's like with Hiya, right? You can probably tell from the timestamps of me plotting, it's very far spread out, but I also just sometimes let myself get into that space where it's like, you know, oh, I'll work on it later or whatever, and then nothing ever gets done. That's why it really does help to have like a support system as far as that goes, because then it's like, it's almost like a reminder in a way or something. Just, it's like, when you're doing it for yourself, you can always like wait, like, you know, oh, I'll just do it later, do other things. But when there's somebody else, like, you know, that likes your work or you're just waiting for it, it's like, oh, you know, well, now I have an active reason to do it, you know? It's like, you should be able to do it for yourself or whatever, yeah, it's just like, because when you're weighing it between other, like, projects and how you're feeling yourself, it's very easy to just, you know, go, oh, you know, it's whatever. But I remembered, you know, like, or just, I don't know, it's been a long time since I've actually, like, created, like, I don't want to call it event work, because it really is more than that. But at the same time, at its core, it really is just, like, a culmination of the results, if you will, of my different times when I just kind of sit there and think about where I am right now. Or lay there, rather. Because that's usually when I do most of that kind of thinking, is when I can't sleep. And it's funny, usually, like, you know, people have those moments where it's like, you know, hey, remember this thing you did in, like, 2nd grade or whatever when you're trying to sleep? For me, it's the opposite, where it's like, bro, I've been sitting here for, like, an hour, things just hurt. And then, like, I'll start thinking about other things, and, like, that is one thing I will love about my head fog, and, like, I shouldn't say suppression. I don't know how to put it. But, like, because of how much my brain has, like, compressed those memories, I guess. That's not the right word, but it kind of applies, I mean. I can't have those moments, you know, it's like, remember this thing you did? Because no, I don't. I had one where it was like, remember this stupid thing you said in 9th grade? I tried thinking about it, and I remember the gist of what I did, but I didn't remember what I actually said, so it was a lot harder for me to, like, really dwell on it. I was just like, oh yeah, something like that, I don't know, and then I'll just, like, move on to a different thought process. So in that one way, head fog actually is a bit of a blessing there, but compared to all the things I forget and all the things I sometimes fail to comprehend in moments of anxiety or whatever, it's not a trade-off I would willingly take. I am getting better on and off, and again, because of the medicine now, I can actually consistently find a way to sleep. That is, like, revolutionary to me. If you've been in the server from, like, the OG days of the society, it's like, sleep was a constant issue for me. Because I could just never pass out. I would just sit there and just, it fucking suck. And I'd always be sleep deprived, but I couldn't sleep because my body was just like, yee. And it really fucking sucked. And it just was an ongoing issue, time after time, of my body being some kind of weird, like, sensitive to this, overheating from that, or being cold from that. And it's just like, dude, I just want to sleep. You know, the thing that you keep yelling at me to do. But, now that that's finally a thing, I honestly gotta feel like this is like, what's the word? Not a landmark, but like it's a point of reference. I'm trying to think of the damn word. Achievement. It's, what's the word? The OG is, yeah. It's just, oh, I try to think of the word. Basically, it's just like a important part in like me developing as a person, you know? Provided the Tylenol keeps working, you know, like I don't like grow tolerance to it or whatever, being able to have consistent sleep will actually change a lot, I feel. I'll be a little more coherent. It kind of reminds me of like, when I first started playing OnStars, and this is before my, perfect combo days. I would always, like, you know, not my hands, it's like, my eyes would, my whole body, I don't think a way to put this. God, I probably found selling the Brillo Pad salesman right now, I promise you, it's just like, I'm trying to think of a way to put this, and my head probably is a little foggy right now, but, and it's been happening lately too, so I guess the best way I can put it is like, my eyes, even though my mind is awake and going, you know, grr, bark, bark, my body is like, my eyes will keep shutting and like I'll keep like zoning out. But I don't know, it's hard, because, like, I'll feel my eyes, like, hurting and I go to close them, and it's like, no, so, like, I literally, like, time extended blinks to, like, parts of the song that are quieter, like, it was, because, like, the thing was, it's like, I wasn't gonna sleep anyways, and, like, and then I was like, no, but then I could try to sleep, and then I go to try to sleep, turn off the thing, and then, like, I'm just sitting there for another hour, and it's like, well, that's an hour wasted, and I know it's still rest, it's just, I don't know, you get tired of it after, you get tired of it after a while. You know what's really funny is right now I sound like a complete mess, but I've gotten more sleep, like, before this stream, and the Code Realized one too, actually. And even though I seem like more coherent in the other ones, or at least I feel like I was, I did those two streams. Wait, no. My head fog is so bad right now, bro. Fuck. Like, my head fog is worse right now, despite the fact that I got sleep, which is really funny to me, actually, because I feel a lot more focused when I don't sleep, but that's very bad and it's very short-lived, so it's like... Right now you're seeing the actual no thoughts head empty, Lucid. There's not a lot of thoughts that can fit into that head. There's not very much space left. I gotta make more. But, It's funny, I was actually looking back at some of the OG days, too, of, like, our server. We all have gone through our own, like, developments. And I know that's to be expected, it's just, like, it's weird to see it happen, you know? Like, you know that, like, everybody's changed. When you really look back and look, it's just, I don't know, just, you get a sense of, like, fuck, I don't know how to put it. Maybe it's just me because I'm a fucking fossil, it feels like, even though I'm really not, but like... When I see how y'all have changed and certain things have and haven't become or unbecome issues, it's like... I don't know, I like seeing the growth in y'all. It makes me... Proud isn't the right word because of... Well, maybe it is. I don't know, because we've all influenced each other a lot, I feel, because, you know... Our friend group is very tight-knit at this point. At least I feel it is compared to... Man, I went over briefly in server, but it gets hard to maintain relationships with IRLs, and frankly, it's like... I don't want to at this point, and frankly, you shouldn't have to if you don't vibe with them, right? You shouldn't be friends with somebody if they, you know, make your life harder without, you know... Because it's like, you can't choose. You can choose your friends, so choose... Yeah. But it's like... It's hard because I need to work on that on myself too. I keep having my like balance of inferiority and no thoughts head full. Yeah, that's how it is. No thoughts head full. That's you right. There's no more space. Thank you. I love you, gay sandwich. But yeah, that's the thing. It's just when I go to talk to people, they get like. I know I have to deal with other people, right? And that's why I've been talking more to people, because I've been trying to, like, get over, you know, I've been, like, exposure therapying myself to talking to others. But it's still hard in the sense where it's, like, I gotta figure out how much I want to interact with certain people because, or certain personalities, rather, right? Because it's good to get used to them for, like, existing or having to coexist type thing, like at a work or, you know... environment where you can't really decide if you want to be around those kind of people or not. You know, it being in content creation, you have to deal with some people that you don't necessarily like, you know? But there's some points where it's like... it gets very exhausting and it's like, I really don't think I should, like, worry about this anymore because they demand things of me where it's not... I shouldn't say that, but, like, it's like an expectation. Where, like, I'm supposed to be able to, like, help them out with their problems or whatever, and it's like, I like helping people, but then they take it, like, the other way, it's like, okay, well, if you read this, if you read that, if you did this or that, and I'm like, homie, I don't mind helping you out, I like helping people, but I also don't like stressing the fuck out of myself and, you know, taking from what I have, I like giving, I don't like when people take, put it that way. And it's just, it really is exhausting, because I always hate that, like, feeling when I'm, like, I can't tell people they're stupid even when they are. Like, I had this conversation very recently before a stream. It was admittedly why I was a little late. like starting after I put up the waiting room because I was just like, I don't know, man. I need to learn how to say no to people, but it's like I need to learn to say how to say no to people, right? Because otherwise, it's so hard. You don't word it just right. They think that you're like insulting them or some shit, and it's like, bro, I'm literally just tired. Please. I don't know. Well, that's the thing too. Is like I notice I do that a lot, where it's like I try to explain why I do something because I like, you know, having that context. Because a lot of people grow tired of me giving like, you know, all this thing and saying all these things. But it's like, to me, it's context and helps you better understand the situation. But sometimes when I give out context, it makes it worse. And people are like, okay, well, why didn't you just do this or that? And I'm like, it gets really hard, man. And like, oh, and if you guys want to talk about something specific, please by all means do. It's just, I'm like in my head right now trying to think about, I don't know, I can't say no to people unless it becomes an issue for others. That's the only time I can start like standing up and seeing all the, like, you know, flaws in whatever person's logic it is, or why it shouldn't even be their, you know, issue or whatever, right? Because then too, it's happened a lot over time where people like accuse me of not reading things all the way or whatever, and you know, this or that, or they say that I'm like putting up a front or, you know, shit like that, right? And it's like, you say that like you like, I don't know, you haven't read into anything that I've done. You just, and I know it's a common issue. It's just it's a very hard balance, and it's something I need to figure out and think on more. Going into content creation, I'm gonna have to deal with a lot of people, but I also need to know when to draw boundaries. And I shouldn't be like exposed. It's good to get used to things, but not to like let it take over, I guess? Like, I don't know how to put it. It's just, I need to be able to establish something for myself where it's like, I like offering what I can. I do not like when it's said that I'm not offering all I can, because sometimes you have to like spread that out too, you know? It's like, I'm literally just a person that's sitting here doing art, like I can't, or you know, doing programming or this and that, or just like rambling off about my own thoughts. I can't necessarily like, I don't know, take your problems for myself, and I feel like that's a lot of, maybe I'm just reading too far into it. I probably am, honestly. It's just, it's so hard too, because I've had conversations where it's like, you know, I like, you know, oh, I'm sorry, and it's like, don't be sorry, I'm just, you know, upset or whatever. It's like, okay, well, let me know. It's like, I don't know when you're gonna let you know. It's like, they keep like dismissing. I go to try to like talk things out with people, and then they like dismiss it, but then they won't shut the fuck up about it anyways, and it's like, I don't know what to do at that point. And then it's like, you know, and then I tell them, like, homie, I really don't know what to do about that point. Can we change the subject or something? You know, it's like, I really don't know what to say here because I don't have that experience or this or that. And then I got one that literally just like, I literally didn't even ask for help. And I'm like, you said the word help like 50 times. I don't know if it was like a, you know, but I get that then you're like, bro, you know, help them out. Like, you don't really say it like with that much intention behind it. But it's like, you gotta look at what you're saying too, because when you say it like 58 times, it's like, homie, I really don't know what to do here, please. It's just such a hard balance for me to establish. That did not look right. A boundary while also saying that I like, you know, because when I try to talk to people, it's like I'm saying, you know, I like helping people, but I don't like actually helping people. It's like, that's not the case. It's just that I can only do so much without, you know, draining into myself. I like providing help where I can, but I'm just a person. I don't have any, like, you know, knowledge on me or whatever, and it's like, the thing is, too, is in my own head or whatever, I might just do the wrinkles when I go to the coloring. I'm gonna leave it at that, because I really shouldn't be venting about my problems like that. I know that's, like, partially what I go into with, like, just me, like, rambling. But I also shouldn't be, like, yelling either about it. I have my own grievances, we all have our own problems, and that's that. But, I'll go into a minor tangent on that. I, was plotting out more of Hybrid Sanctum the other day, right? And I was talking to somebody and asking them, like, and I feel like it's actually kind of a good exercise for, because Hybrid Sanctum is basically kind of like a work of figuring myself out too. I've actually figured out, I don't know, it's like, it feels messy right now, but there's a lot more there to work with, to think about over time, you know, like background processing in a way. So, one thing I found that actually does help out in a lot of ways is for people that are interested in your work, you know, ask, you know, when you think of, you know, this, or straight up, depending on how close you are with them, obviously, you know, I'm feeling this way or this way, like you describe it a little bit, you know, metaphors or whatever to help understand, and you go, which character do you associate that kind of feeling with? Because to be fair, it's like, I'm still writing a lot of the backstories. Like, there's a lot of interconnected things that I still need to figure out with Hybrid Sanctum, but I'm really proud of what I have running so far. Wait. Santa Claus. Fair enough. My bad. But I really do enjoy. I would recommend for any like artist or writer or anybody who does creative media that if you're what is happening? And if you're like struggling with your own feeling, I sometimes it's hard for me to do like Ventar. A lot of people like, you know, say Ventar is helpful and all that, and it really is. But sometimes you're not in the right headspace for it. Sometimes I just kind of sit there and like think about how I'm feeling, and like that'll like I'll remember those ideas or just like, you know, make little clips notes for later, because it really does make good writing when, you know, you write from the heart in that sense. And that's part of why I feel the characters are a little more endearing to people in some senses, because that's the thing, it's like when I go to plot characters, I don't necessarily like sitting there and actively trying to brainstorm it. It's more like when an idea comes to mind. It's a much lazier question mark. It feels lazier, but really it isn't in a lot of senses too, because it's like, that's the point of a passion project. You write it how you feel, and it's just... Oh, hi, that was the wrong. I don't know how to draw clothes, and it really shows. I'll deal with that later. And yeah, tomorrow I definitely want to stream Code Realize to like make up for my lack of energy today. I'm gonna sleep so good, dude. I swear to God. It's just that my thoughts really do fluctuate a lot in terms of like head empty, head full, head no. So no head? Like actually, like there is no head, no more. And it becomes very hard for me to like, as much as I like, you know, saying stupid things, I sometimes draw a border between like, you know, funny haha rambles and me just kind of like wailing off into the distance, you know? And right now, this is definitely one of those times, and I'm actually very sorry. I'm just... But again, tomorrow I am very excited to continue streaming Code Realize, and frankly, I do want to work more on those characters, because it's like, I have a lot planned for this guy. He's an idiot, but I'm gonna like... I have so many ideas! I just need to... I need to collect my thoughts. I usually enter like different periods of that like throughout like weeks or months, where like I have like periods where I think about what I'm doing, then periods where I just do everything, and sometimes just like try to make them overlap when they really shouldn't. But like right, the original tangent I was on Hybrid Sanctum, and like that is not how it's supposed to look. I don't know how to draw clothes. I need to study more off stream. I was gonna say something about Hybrid Sanctum, but I forgot what it was specifically, damn it. I need to get more sleep. Now that I have a way to, I really need to focus on doing that more. Like, I'll fluctuate back and forth too between like having or not having head fog, and I'd really like to, you know, have less of a head fog so I can be more coherent and make sense and know what I'm talking about during streams. And for you guys putting up with it right now, I really appreciate it, honestly. I know you're just kind of sitting here listening to me just kind of off into the distance, but There is thoughts in there somewhere. I swear. We gotta keep digging for them. They're in there somewhere. I promise. I feel like at this point too, my drawing streams are a lot more like kind of just me sitting there and like openly thinking myself, which I mean isn't necessarily the greatest streaming content, but I don't know. I have to sit there and think a lot about like what I want to do with my content too. I mean, obviously feedback helps a lot, but it's also like figuring out what feedback to take in that regard, like who to take it from. Because, you know, it's like people are gonna say what they like and, you know, kind of give suggestions based on that, or what they don't like, and that's where criticisms come from, oftentimes mean ones. But it's also like, again, people are gonna like different things, and some things that some people don't like, I'm literally here for. I have that realization so much every time I go to talk in like almost any public, you know, space. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Thank you, and I appreciate that you enjoy the rambles. Because a lot of times when I see other people rambling on, you know, or like I ramble on, people are just kind of like, okay. Like when they added the like a UHHH. When they do that in response to me spitting up like 5 paragraphs of heartfelt writing and pouring my soul into these characters, it really honestly hurts. Because it's like, dude, all you got is and like I get it, that's not your thing. But it hurts to see, especially with others, because it's like, I promise you, if you like something like that and are able to pour that much energy into that, you are not going to be the only person on the planet out of like you know, millions of people that is going to like that. And just, it really hurts when people think that they're like, you know, oh, you know, this is okay, it's just stupid, or and they come really like disheartened from it, you know? Like, just because somebody can't appreciate that work, whether it's me or whoever you're talking to, still, if you put effort into it, and you know, there's things you can change about it. That's why I'm always like very important, like constructive criticism. Like, and that's why it makes you sad when it's just like, you know, generic. And I know it's been a lot of. I'm not complaining about problems that are always there. It's just I want to try to remedy that a little bit. I like it when people, you know, sit there and talk about, you know, oh, you know, this and all that. And it's like, you know, they have this whole world that they built, and that's like, do you know how much effort goes into that? Creating an entire world with all these things, like, it sucks because a lot of people see like that kind of writing as like, you know, oh, you know, it's like a. The best word I can think of is burden, but that is not necessarily what they see it as. An obligation, even. They'll see it as like an obligation, like, oh, I gotta read, oh my, you know, they like start scrolling, there's so much I have to read here, holy shit, and they're like forming that, like, and sometimes they'll straight up say, like, I'm sorry, dude, I'm not gonna read all that, and like, I get it, it's a lot of time to put into that, but it's like, I don't know, it makes me sad, because, like, it takes a lot of time to read, but, like, if that's not your thing, then that's fine, and that's, again, that's part of why I'm trying to, like, establish a place where people can spill their ideas and talk about it. So I noticed too that a lot of people, because there are groups like that where you can like share your writing or whatever, right? But a lot of people kind of just, and I'm guilty myself of this because of my own issues, but it's like, I don't know, there's different niches to it. I'll talk about that in a second if I remember, but people like join like writing brainstorming groups and ask for criticism, but then like they'll never come back again, you know, after they receive that criticism, and they never like sit there for that community aspect, you know. And like, to be fair, when you join a group that's literally for criticism, that's what you're there for. And again, I get it. And it's hard to establish something where it's like you can have an established group of creators, you know, talking with each other, not necessarily for their own gain, but I don't know, ideas, you know, going back and forth, that kind of thing. It's a thing where like a lot of groups establish that and have it, but people either don't feel welcomed by it because of how established it already is, or like sometimes they don't necessarily realize that they're not as welcoming as they think they are. You know, different stuff like that. I get that feeling sometimes with like the indie VTuber. No? Yeah, I'll see you later, Kit. Thanks for joining. But what was I gonna say? So I was gonna say, I kind of feel that a lot, like the small VTuber community, and that's like why, or the indie VTuber community, and it's like, I know it's like, you know, just fix it or whatever, just like figure it out. Like, I've been doing research, but it's also like, I feel like I'm not doing enough, but it's like, I also don't want to sit there and just study for hours, because then I'm gonna get like mentally burnt out, and it's this struggle, because I see a lot of it where it's, I don't know how to put it. I'm probably gonna really, if anybody aside from my friends finds the stream or watches it, I'm probably gonna get under fire for some kind of shit like this. But I don't know. It's generally how I feel, where it's like, oh shit. Oh. I get a lot of like, I don't want to say anxiety, but it's like I feel like I'm bothering people when I go to like try to talk or interact. Like, I don't know what I'm doing or this or that, and it's just more of a pain than anything else, and it's like... It's something I still try to figure out, and it's like, I don't know necessarily, because I don't have like a lot of that mindset, I guess, either. For this... And because I'm, you know, always rambling a lot, it's like, a lot of people don't want to sit there and watch that, you know? Some people do, and that's why I like doing this. But it's a hard balance between like talking to others and meeting people, basically expanding, but reaching the people that would appreciate your content, because a lot of people won't. That's the best way I can put it. It's really hard because like, in order to reach out more, you gotta use more like, you know, widely used platforms. The only issue with that is that with more widely used platforms, more people are exposed. No. I'm trying to think of a good way to put it. It's like, if you aren't, damn it, I'm trying so hard to figure out how to put this right. I don't like using the word elitist a lot, because I feel like I use it a lot, but feels like if you're not already involved in what they're doing, you're kind of like seen as like almost like a leech or something like that. No. Damn it, it's hard for me to put this into words without getting it right. And that's the thing too, it's like, cause like you'll like start thinking about things and like say it wrong, and then like people will just assume that that's like, it's hard. It really is. I want to try to find a way to like describe what I'm feeling without it being taken the wrong way, because I'm really bad with words anyways. The thing is too, like sometimes the feelings I have just really aren't, you know, good feelings that I feel about things. But that's the thing too that I've had to like think about and balance out. It's like sometimes you'll have like feelings that aren't good, but they still come from somewhere. And telling somebody, you know, you shouldn't be feeling that way, unless, how do I put this? If they're not acting out on it, their feelings are gonna be their feelings, right? And telling them they should or shouldn't feel something is not gonna change how they feel about it. It may or may not like be, I'm trying to think of a way to put this where it makes sense. I have a point here I'm trying to make, and I don't know how to word it correctly, and that's actually literally the point of what I... It's like... The best way to put it, honestly, is like a conversation or disagreement I've had between my parents, where it's like, well, why do you feel that way? Or, you know, like, you shouldn't, you know, think like that. And it's like, oh, okay, let me just reverse my entire thinking process and what's been ingrained into me for half my life, you know? It's, I remember watching this, like, little mini psychology video a while ago, where it's like, everybody has, like, inherited biases, right? Whether it's from family or experiences or whatever, everybody has biases that most likely aren't, like, you know, correct, whether they're aware of it or not. The difference is whether or not you act on it and what you're doing to, like, change how you feel about that, or at least help negate it, I guess is the word. It's hard too, because a lot of people, and again, it's like that's the thing, because of different experiences and different people have seen people do things differently. Sometimes people will be like, you know, they'll say something and they'll, like, you know, cover it up or sugarcoat it so that way it doesn't feel that bad or whatever. But that's the thing, it's like, even though some thoughts or whatever aren't, you know, good like that, you know, such as illegal or, you know, acts that harm others or whatever, it's like, that's not great, but like, just telling somebody, just stop, idiot, you know, isn't gonna help anything. And it's hard for me to try to talk about that kind of stuff exactly because of that. Because a lot of people just take it at face value and then you just never get to come back from that. So it's... I don't know, it's hard. 'Cause I remember, too, I was talking about this in the high risk server, right? Where... I was talking to somebody about, you know, different emotions and all that, and they said some things that, you know, I already felt it were, if somebody saw it, like, out of context, or honestly any if someone that wasn't, you know, established, they just saw this conversation out of, you know, the blue or whatever, it's like, you know, oh, you know, that person's horrible, or this or that, you know, for feeling those things. But I remember, I had to change a lot of therapists because of, it was weird. Like, so many of them, like, just stop taking insurance or this or that, like, all at once. But the therapist I vibed with the most was the most real one. Like, and she actually did help me out and give me the most, like, coping mechanisms that helped me personally. By the way, if you do go to therapy or anything like that, they tell you, you know, if you don't vibe with a therapist, let them know. Sometimes you literally just can't vibe with certain therapists, and that's okay. That's why they give you the option. But, again, because of that whole inherent bias thing. Anyways, it's like, she told me when I was, you know, she noticed when I was trying to describe my emotions, much like I am right now, I was like pausing and trying to think of a way to word it. So she stopped me, and she said, you know, I'm noticing that you're trying really hard to think of a way to word it. You don't need to worry about that here, you know, like, unless you're going to act on these things or take out your anger on me personally, I want to hear, like, the raw essence of your emotions there and figure out, you know, it gives you more of an idea what's going on, how the person feels, and how to, you know, get to the core of the issue, and how... They said the severity of the situation almost? I don't know how to put it, but it's like... She was very real in that regard, and it still stuck with me for a while. She ended up stopping accepting my insurance, but I get why, because it's... But actually, she took the time to literally, like, call me, or my dad, and was like, you know, hey, I'm just letting you know that, you know, this, I'm not gonna be able to accept this insurance anymore. I'm just letting, you know, you and my other patients with it know that that's gonna be a thing soon. If you want to schedule a last appointment or maybe get some resources, and but at that point, like, my family wasn't really, I don't know, it was that's its own thing, but like, she was a really good therapist, and it did help out a lot, honestly. But the point of that point, or tangent, whatever, was basically when it comes to your emotions and trying to talk them out, it really sucks between people who just take that and just leave it like that, and people who are able to see, you know, you're not gonna act on thoughts, and it's a hard balance because some people do act on thoughts, and so you gotta be able to manage that. It's a struggle, okay, that's the thing, it's like, there's no way to, like, just definitively set, you know, do this or don't do this, because people will take it very differently, and then just saying, you know, don't do this and not elaborating will make it, you know, that people are not gonna change from that, but it's also, like, by elaborating, sometimes you make things worse, so it's a hard balance, man, it really is. But, again, that's kind of why I do, like, I always feel it's very important to have some. What the hell did I just hit? Yeah, have fun, Sai. I'm just in my feels right now. I apologize, but yeah, I'll see you later. Now tomorrow I'm a lot more coherent. Lucid is definitely in her feels today. You guys have been that way a lot recently, and honestly, when I'm not able to be around people in that regard, I kind of do change, I guess is the word. I don't know how to put it, but it's like, you lose, or I lose, it changes between people, of course, but you start getting into your head more. I start thinking a lot more about things that aren't that big of a deal, but then I start, like, Because of the type of person I am, I try to read into things a lot more and try to like solve problems and, you know, find solutions, find, you know, ways to make things better. But the thing is, sometimes people just kind of rattle off or whatever, and there is nothing to do about it. But you don't know that, and they don't establish that, and it's just like, and even when they do, it's like, you still want to... It's hard. It's like, it's part of why I resonated so hard with, Nathan when I started listening to the Epithet Erased audiobook. Which you should, by the way. It's really good. It really is. It inspired me to do a lot of things, honestly. But, yeah, that aside, it's like... It's a hard balance because trying to help people literally makes you worse at helping people almost, because the more you try to elaborate and the more you try to like make things easier or something like that, the more work you put into it sometimes, the more it hurts like your point or whatever. And it's like you keep trying to like say like, no, that isn't what I meant, but then you just start to look worse and it's like, dude, it's again, it's a hard balance. Everything is... It feels weird when people think that I'm like, you know, like I'm good with people or psychology or whatever. People always say, you know, oh, Lucid, you know, you're so good at working with people or this or that. And it's like, I'm really not. I have to constantly change and adapt. Like, you know, I mean, that's kind of the point of like, or not point, but it's kind of how you have to socialize, you know? Like, you just act differently around different people because people do or don't like certain things. It's just... It's a very hard... that's what it is. I say... I wonder how many times if you go into my bods... I coughed. I'm so sick. It's like, sometimes when you go into like... I'm pretty sure if you go into any of my VODs, I'm gonna say, you know, it changes or it's a balance. I'm gonna say that so much because that's the hard thing. People think I'm good at people, but it's like I'm just a little more aware of having to do that balancing act. But I'm definitely not great at it in any regard. Just a little better than what they're used to, I guess. I don't know how to put it. It's just... It really does change between a lot of people, and that's why it's so hard to really comprehend people's heads, you know? Because... And it's like, when you have conversations sometimes, there just is no reading comprehension. They take it differently, or, you know, whatever. Maybe they miss a word, maybe they're busy, maybe they take things differently because of their own experiences. It's just always so hard to, you know, talk to people, and sometimes you just get lucky with, and vibe with certain people, sometimes you don't, and it's like... It's a hard part, too, about my growth as like a streamer, because... That's exactly the thing. People always talk about, you know, finding your niche or, you know, stuff like that. And, like, yeah, you know, mine is, you know, it's very important to have a niche so you stand out to, like, a certain crowd, you know. But I've found it almost feels pretentious to say this, but it feels like my niche is literally just that... I don't want to say personality, because that sounds really pretentious, but it's like... Anytime I talk about, you know, like, letting people talk about their interests, this or that, I honestly get a couple comments where, you know, like, you know, sometimes I forget that people actually do, you know, like listening to this or that, or, you know, I've got a lot of people to continue working on works that they have previously abandoned, you know, stuff like that. And it's like, the fact that that is so uncommon to have just somebody, you know, encouraging you to create, or, you know, giving you ideas, or talking about, you know, psychology as a whole. I talk to people too, where it's like, you know, I like to think about psychology. He's like, yeah, that's not my thing. I think about psychology sometimes, but only like, you know, the schizo stuff. He used the word the schizo stuff, and I was like, okay. Like, I get what he means. It's like but like, I don't know. It feels weird when you only fixate on like the mental illness side of it. It's like, again, everybody has their own things, right? And like, I guess, but. It's hard for me because like you're fixating only on like the symptoms or like the side effects, but you're not really looking at. It felt weird, honestly, thinking about it. I didn't say anything at the time, and like, you know, they don't see me anyways. I'm not gonna mention this person. You would never like. It's weird to me to think about where it's like people will think about. I mean, they're definitely not the only one. You know, people always think of, you know, mental illness or this or that, but like they never. It's almost like romanticizing them in a way, and it's weird to think about, you know. There's so much behind a human brain. Now, it's weird. Not weird, but I don't know. It's like they take what, like, you know, the analyzation part of it, but then they ignore the parts that are boring, I guess. And like, you know, in media, it's whatever. You know, do it. You do you, I guess. You know, that's the point. Creative media is creative media. It's just, again, it's hard to find a point, like a balance, not a balance, an in-between point, where people can, like, think about different aspects like that. I'm trying so hard to think of, like, a way to put it correctly. I think a good way I could put it is where, like, I remember seeing, like, a little mini not ramble, like, event, basically, where somebody was really upset. No, it was just disappointed, sad. It wasn't like an active, like anger or anything. It's just like they were talking about how they wanted to make more friends in the Young Stars community, but like it's so hard to find people like that are actually somewhere in between extreme, you know, actual like people that need help and people that are just kind of there and or don't talk. And, you know, the more I talk, the more I realize it kind of is really hard to find that. A, because, you know, people, again, balance differently, and it's hard to find people that are on that same wavelength. But it's also, like, I mean, the reason the fandom is somewhat infamous. I'm really into the fandom, and I know why a lot of parts of it exist. I'm sure a lot of people do. And it really is hard, I've noticed, to find somebody that, or people that are able to take it in between like that. It feels so pretentious to say, it really does, when I say that I could be that person. But it feels so hard too, because it really is rare to find people that... I'm not saying I have the best comprehension, right? You can see me in my head fog, you can see that I'm kind of out of it a lot of the times because of my sleep issues. But... I don't know, I'm still thinking, again, a lot of it's just me thinking out loud. Like, I'm really trying to figure out how I want to take on certain things right now. And again, I am pretty sleep deprived, actually. Like, my body is finally aware of the fact that it needs sleep, so I'm kind of out of it a little bit, I'm gonna admit. I hope I can sleep more, though, and actually exist better. I also want to work a lot more on hypersexual too. I want to spend more time actively, like, focusing on creating things that I'm good with. Because I'm also thinking too, it's like... I think the core of the issue is that I want to do streaming a lot, but the things I want to stream aren't as normally wanted in the streaming community, basically. Like, I don't know how to put it, bro. People usually don't want to sit there and listen to somebody ramble for half an hour, right? And I say usually, again, I know the people that are here like it, and that's why you're here, right? Because a lot of people don't just want to sit there and listen to all that. They're just, you know, what the hell is this person talking about, or this or that, or oh, this is too sappy for me, or whatever. Anytime I try talking about this kind of stuff or whatever, nobody wants to listen to it, nobody wants to hear it. And, you know, it's just like, I get it, I do. But sometimes people do, you know, sit there and listen, and they listen to what you say, taking it for their own experiences, taking it like almost like a little log, you know, for like, okay, well, this person experienced this, so it might help somebody else out, you know, something like that. And it's just, I don't know, people in general, something I think about a lot. That's probably why a lot of my head is empty too, or full rather. I like that metaphor a lot. But it's like, I spend so much time thinking about others that I don't know. I want to improve myself, but I mean, that's the thing, improvement is subjective, you know? Some things that some people like, others don't actually. So it's like, it's hard to balance between what people say, you know, is good and versus what you like and what you know other people say just straight up isn't, you know? Or, you know, because the thing is, like, you can get you know, you can grow fast. You can with certain things. Like a lot of things I noticed in the indie VTuber community is like actively creating like videos to give other VTubers tips and stuff like that too. But like, again, I like helping people out, but I want to do something that I am very much an expert in. Media and people. I've been put in charge of media before, and like I really don't know how to do media. Because again, I have a different headspace. People really do just want quick and easy. Oh, I fucked up my thing. Oh. People really are just like, I don't know, I don't like saying people are stupid, but really they are. It's like, they'll bring in, yeah, this is just me working my old job. I don't want to go into too many, like, specifics, because sometimes some of my mutual or IRLs do see my videos, but people will have very, okay, I got one that I can actually pretty safely talk about. There was this guy who, he got his own phone screen replaced, right? And then he brings it back in, like, the next day, saying that we did a bad job, and, like, the thing is cracked again. Like, you can see where he dropped it again. And he's like, you know, like, what the hell? And I started peeling off, so I tried pushing it back in, and then, you know, it cracked. And I'm like, homie, with that angle, you will never be able to fucking break a glass screen like that. If you have that kind of strength in your thumb where you can just crack the entire fucking screen by accident, you should actually get that, like, looked into. You have some kind of, like, inhuman ability at that point. Or some kind of, like, amazing, rare strength that... And it's like, you know, he kept trying to argue his point. It's like, okay, well and he never was... He just... It amazes me how, you know, vehemently stupid people can be, and then, like, making everybody else's problem. And, like, I don't want to say, you know, me not being dumb is rare. But not being dumb in general is rare. I don't want to say I'm not dumb now, but I do want to say that I at least have a little bit of spatial awareness. Maybe not a lot, okay? Maybe not a lot. There's a lot of things in my situation that I'm very not aware of, and things that I don't realize a lot of the times. But it does not look right, does it? It blows me away sometimes, man. I was gonna make a point with that, but I forgot. I really don't have I'm making complaints that I really can't talk about much right now because of how bad my head fog is. But I mean, then again, I don't want to make it other people's problem either. So, I don't know, I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to figure out a lot of stuff about myself right now that it's just like, rah, 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 you know? Why is it not? Alright, I have to keep it open and then do it. It's like, also working in fast food too. I'm sure anybody with 2 brain cells, like, I shouldn't say that, but honestly, anybody that's worked fast food in general knows. People are really fucking stupid and really fucking mean and make it your problem because you're there. And it's like, it's hard because that really is, it's the normal. It shouldn't be, but it is. And it's like, I fucked this up. So that's why I always feel so weird calling, you know, my personality a niche in that sense, because, like, I stand in my own contradictions a lot with that, and I'm not sure how to do this shit. But I always... maybe I just had really bad luck, or maybe I'm, like, so far behind that I'm with 0 reading comprehension or something, but it's hard to figure out sometimes what... I don't know. I guess at the end of the day, it really is just a thing where, like, different brain chemistries do and don't get along. Like, straight up, sometimes you just can't resonate with certain people, and that's normal, it's fine. And that I haven't found many people that I can talk to about that kind of stuff. And it's aside from the ones that I've talked to who also couldn't find somebody that they couldn't resonate that much with on that kind of stuff. So I guess in the end of the day, that's mainly what I'm trying to go for here. No, literally, yeah, I'm probably so incoherent right now. I'm sorry. Yeah, hopefully with some more sleep now that I can actually consistently gain that, I'll be a little more coherent and actually have a little bit of a brain in there. You'll be able to see the brain through the fog and it'll be amazing, I promise. But until that point, which is... I do plan on streaming on Wednesday, even though it's my day off, I really do want to continue Code Realize. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I'd like to see you guys' reaction to it. And hopefully going forward, I will have a little bit more of a clear head to talk about this kind of stuff with. That's the thing too, it's like, it's one thing to be aware of yourself, it's another to like actually do something about it. And it's... But then it's a matter of, you know, having that willpower to do it, you know? It's... Well, that's why I'm doing it too low. So I'm just trying to figure out. Again, I don't like doing lines on the stream for this reason because I always mess up things and I always try to figure out, you know, why things look weird. Sometimes I'm like, I'm seeing things that aren't there and blah 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 blah. Oh. I guess you like this. I always feel weird doing like our streams too, because I think a big part of my blog too, honestly. I was thinking about it a little more the other day too, where I grew up, what people I surrounded myself with and all that, I was also taken into that headspace where it's like very elitist about like content creation, you know, like you gotta put out your best work 100% all the time, and like I get what they're getting at, but with where they take it, it's like it makes people scared to do content creation because they think you're not good enough for this or that. You don't have to be good enough for shit to just put yourself out there. Like you might like, you know, not get any views or whatever, but you have to start somewhere and learn, you know? That's part of why I started so early despite not having a lot set up, and you can't sit there and force yourself to like learn and learn and learn, because then it's like head full, no more space for new, you know, content. I made the shoulder too high up, that's why it looks weird. And I also... That is the wrong thing, hello. Wait a second, let me try to figure out how to do this. God. I honestly forgot what I was talking about. If that was relevant to something I said, I apologize. I genuinely forgot what I was talking about when that message went through. Well, there's also like a couple minutes of lag, but... I don't know, it's... My head quality is definitely really bad right now, and I am so sorry. But, I don't know, it's just... It makes... That's part of the reason why I, that's right, I forgot what led to it, but I was talking about my, surroundings and how they would always criticize, you know, work put out, saying, you know, you should do... It's one thing to have constructive criticism, it's another to just say... I don't know how to put it. You can't do everything at once, you can't make all the corrections at once, you can't learn all at once, you know? I mean, if you can't learn it, great for you, but... I know I can't. I know a lot of people struggle with... I don't think any more than a few instructions at a time, because they're just like, okay, you know, stop and let me do this one thing at a time, you know? I get that both ways, so it's a hard thing too, because I want to get myself to improve, but I also know the more I force myself, the more that I end up like where I am right now, where head empty or head full. Let's use the word head full instead, 'cause that's really where I'm at. I think part of it is because I'm drawing this too close to... I want to do more hybrid sync though. I really am excited to work on it more. It's... I think I might have mentioned a little bit with you on the other server, Gay Sandwich, but... it's... I call it event work out of a joke, but it honestly is kind of like... It went from a concept that I thought about over time, it's like a actual, like, you know, event art, event stories, whatever, and I actually kind of developed it a lot more to make it a lot more multifaceted. I think I realized that about myself too when it comes to stories, is that growing up, I would always be like really edgy about the stories that I read, and you know, it had to be like, you know, this dark and edgy or whatever, and like, but you know, as you grow and mature, it's like, I've seen people too where it's, you know, where it's like, I'm already, you know, dealing with enough shit, you know, in my life, I don't want to read about it too, you know, I want to like use media as an escape. And I get both fronts, and I think that's why I'm at a point, or a lot of people are at a point where, I mean, it's true, it's good story writing, you know, having different facets, having different feels within it. I tend to like Roach a little bit darker because, oh, look at me. But another thing too, it's like, I think when you take that vent work and then add other facets to it, it makes it feel more real almost? I don't know if that's the right word, but... let me try this. I don't know how to draw clothes and I'm getting sad. I might want to make some kind of... Hi, Saru! I'm here right now, Saru. How are you? I need to get taken out of my own head for a minute. I really did not sleep enough before this stream. I probably should have. That's the thing too, it's like, I don't want to like... Yeah, another part of the hard balance I keep talking about. It's like, I probably should have just slept today because of how, like, sleep deprived I have been, but it's like, I can't just sit there and not make content either. But it's also... yeah, that's... again, the core of the issue here. I can't draw. I do want to learn how to design outfits better though, because there's some cool things I've seen. Oh! What? I don't get that, man. Why would they... God! That sucks so much that they just... Like, why would you do that? Who just goes up to somebody's science post? This is what I'm talking about, man. Like, who walks up to somebody's, you know, fucking science project and goes, oh, I'm gonna tear this shit up because it'll be funny. Like, bro, you spent a lot of time on that. It was really nicely colored and... Yeah, hopefully nobody touches it. That's... Fuck, man. I'm in my feels today and shit. You know, I actually... Again, like I said, as much as I don't want to put off creating content, sometimes I also just need to give myself a break, even if I feel like I need to do more. As much as I want to push myself to keep doing better, sometimes you just can't get much more out of, you know, something that's already... I don't know, I'll keep going for a little bit, but I kind of just... I think I do, A, need to get some more sleep, and B, just, like, work more on, I do really want to work more on hybrid syncum. I've been having a lot more inspiration for it now, and I've been having a lot more ideas for it now. I'm definitely in a better space to work on it, where it's, like, I'm feeling a lot of things, but I'm also, like, aware of those feelings, mostly. And like, I really am excited to get more of it out. I'm really excited that people are liking it, and I'm really excited to continue plotting on it with ideas that I've had. Something like that. Wait, why are middle schoolers in the high school? Oh shit, my ice cream melted! I forgot I had ice cream. I need to go put this in the freezer, BRB. But why are there why? Tell me why there are fucking middle schoolers in your high school. I gotta put this in the freezer. I'm back! Oh my god, why are you... Sarah, please don't eat the sandwich! He didn't do anything wrong! Free my man's sandwich, he didn't do anything wrong, all he did was be gay. French frying. Soba. I think Tucker made a fair point too when I went out there to put my ice cream in the freezer. Where it's like, when I am drawing, you know, when you do art in general, that kind of is the place to pour out your emotions, so that definitely makes sense. And like, the thing is too, because like, I always think of myself in a much lower headspace than others in that regard, where it's like, I always think I have to do more and I have to do more, but when I think about it, a lot of art streams that I've been to, the person's just kind of quietly drawing. They don't really talk that much, or, you know, they respond to something, chat something, and you just keep going. It's like, I don't know, I always think that I need to do more than a lot of others are, and that isn't a reason to do less, but it is a reason to not push myself. It's not a reason to not push yourself, but it is a reason to not push yourself to, like, unreasonable levels. Again, it's... balances are hard to find, dude. That's actually painful. I'm so sorry, Saru. Bro, that fucking sucks. Like, I'm really distraught, like, actually hearing the... Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there, that's like... You'd think that somebody, you know, sitting there and listening to others, it really isn't that special, but then... That is just such a common thing, you know, haha, this would be funny if we just draw on this person's work that took forever, you know, to fucking make. There's another thing too where I was in a server that I used to be in a lot, actually. I'm not in it as much, I'm still in it, I'm just not really active in it as much anymore, right? And like, one of the people there was talking about, you know, I'm thinking about, you know, taking Unity to create some APIs for VR chat, and I was like, oh, and you know, it's like I was like, I just was thinking it'd be funny to, you know, have people lag out because of my APIs, and I was just like, I just left the conversation, honestly. Like, I just didn't reply. It's like, really? That's your source of entertainment, is just knowing that you fucked up somebody's day? Sure, I guess. That's gonna really, I don't know, that, I'm not gonna lie, that kind of geared me off. I told them, like, I wanted to interact more in that server, but that really disheartened me from wanting to interact much anymore, because that was the person I used to talk to a lot, honestly, and interact with a lot. But that really made me fucking sad. And he was like, I don't know, I just thought it'd be funny to fuck around with it. And I'm like, I guess. It was really disheartening to just, you know, casually, you know, fuck around with somebody say like that. And I know that's the thing, is like, it kind of is at that point. It's like, dude. Right, but still, that shouldn't fucking matter if you have to do it or not. That's just something you put a lot of time into and they ruined it because lol, funny. Like, dude. It's not okay, man. Again, you can't do much about that, I guess, but fuck, bro. I'm really sorry about that, Saru. That's... Yeah, that too. Cause yeah, that's right. That is I know what you're talking about. They have like those little displays where you like look at other people's projects to help you, you know. And yeah, they just kind of fucked it up because oh, you know, this will be funny. Like, bro, that sucks. You put so much time. I saw like the colors you put into it. You really poured your heart into that little project. But, you know, lol funny, you know, I guess. That hurts, man. I'm so sorry, Saru. That's the thing, too, where I've had, like, a lot of a balance with myself, too, where it's like, I always want to do something to help the scenario, but what am I gonna do for the screen, you know? It's like, it's just, again, I have a lot of balance issues with that in my own head right now. Or just in general, but... It's still really messed up, either way. And I'm sorry, just, that really does blow me away that you just, you know, kind of watch them just like, you know, you know, like dude. I need to change what I'm talking about to like get out of that sadness. I don't like saying sad for long. I'll get sappy and like, you know, talk about stuff like this every now and then, but I don't like staying in that space for too long because there's not much you can do about it, you know. If I can help it, I like not doing that anyways. But I use some. You know, that's fair. It's really sucks you have to go to that length, but. Whatever works. I don't know the situation behind this, but I used to kind of like when I wanted to laminate something before I had a laminator, or if I needed something laminated that was too big, I would just use like packaging tape and just kind of like get big strips of it and cover it up that way. It's very, very jank and looks very, very jank, but it gets the job done. I am throwing that idea out there. Again, it's very much not ideal compared to just not having people fuck up your shit consistently, but we don't live in a pick and choose world, do we? It seems. That's so messed up. Grr, grr, bark, bark. You know, I might do a different stream later today. I'm not sure yet, but I know that you guys are okay with this and me just kind of like being in my feels right now, but I feel like it's very subpar right now to just kind of be sitting here rambling. It's kind of looking against what I talk about a lot, where like, you know, not being upset about things always and moving on and all that. I'm kind of doing the opposite of that right now. So I might stream more Code Realize today even. I'm not sure yet. I gotta like look at where I am, look at my sleep level and see what I want to do. I don't feel right leaving today where it is. And I know it's like, it's the art stream, it's better than not talking at all type thing, but you can be better that, like you can create things that are beyond better than nothing, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But then again, it's like, why would I try to push for another thing if I'm living in the same state? I don't know. I'll think about it after I end this one. I might come back on, I'm not sure yet. I just... Yeah, to be fair, too, like, I am very self-critical, but sometimes I still just want to drive myself to not do certain things, or at least be a little bit coherent in how I do my things, or frames rather. Maybe I'll start 15. Well, I don't want to start like a really story-heavy game though. After all, having just started an already very heavy story-heavy game, so maybe not. Very good, right. I don't know, I'll have to debate it. Again, let me know in the server if you guys have any ideas, but... I wanted something else today, but I'm not sure A, if I should, or B, what it would be. I kind of do just want to sit there and work more on Hybrid Sanctum 2, because I have had a lot of ideas come up, but I needed to go to bed. I actually was writing a lot, but I wanted to go to bed for what I considered early, so I could be awake for my stream. We see how that went! So, I might just do that. I'm not quite sure yet. I would like to create a public work of some kind of Hybrid Sanctum 2, but I also want to develop more because I know a lot of important parts of it change as I keep writing it. It was like, you know, oh, what if I did this instead, you know, and it's like, because it would fit this better, but that's like, I had to like change major story points to make certain things, you know, better in that regard, and it's... I'm not sure when or if. I mean, obviously, eventually I do, but it's just a matter of what and when I'd want to release something on a more public scale from Hybrid Sanctum because of how, like, prototyped it is right now. I definitely do want to work a lot more on it, though. And I'm in a headspace where I definitely have more to write on it. The thing too is like with some characters I haven't a dino game stream. You know, I just realized something funny. I never had to play, or not had to, but I never even got to the dino stream game in a long time. But I used to always have it because my laptop would always fuck up or internet would always fuck up. That's a perspective change. Anyways, but I mean, if you want, Sarah, I will. I don't know how we what we really. Hey, I'm just. That's the thing too. It's like I'm very self-conscious on what I do and if it's quote unquote good enough. But if you genuinely want to sit there and you listen to me like cry about something while I'm playing Dino Run for a couple hours, if that is what you want to, I'll deliver it. If like to me, I always feel bad like being like boring in that regard, but that's the thing too I always forget is that sometimes we really just I don't know. It's like, I always hold myself to such a high standard, but that standard is only on people that I'm not really trying to appeal to in the first place. So actually, I did kind of help me get out of that headspace for a little bit. Become the #1 Dino gamer. Ah, shit, you right. You always love my spirits. Thank you, Sarah. I mean, if you really want me to, I could see what I could do. Maybe I could, maybe that'll be what I do today later on. And I can just, like, passively talk about, like, Hybrid Sanctum or something like that while I'm playing it. Because I always multitask anyways, like, so that could definitely be something. If you want me to, I will do it. I don't know how to draw clothes. My thumbnail almost feels like clickbait because I had like a half-colored jacket on the thing, but like, I think I'm gonna end the stream without even having finished drawing the jacket because of how slow and like frustratingly tedious my drawing is. Like the drawing in and of itself, not necessarily the art. I'll see where my head is after this, and if not, I'll put it in next week somewhere, or some other day somewhere. I'll fit it in somewhere. If you want to see it, I'll let you see. Like, I'm not great at it, but if that's what you want to see, I'll go for it. This is speak. I do, so I really do want to create something public on conversation, but I've really been having a lot of fun with it, and kids' encouragement has really been... I honestly underestimated how much of a big difference the support system makes. I always just kind of dismissed it, like, I'll just make something, you know, because, like, people don't like my stuff anyways, eh. But, like, having an active support system really does change so much. So... I'm still not quite sure what I want to do yet, though, regarding, like, a more public sphere on it. Because of the nature of it. Like, it's not like a lot of people see my page and are able to, you know, find it anyways, but the nature of higher syndrome can very, very easily be taken badly, because frankly, it is a very, like, bad work morally. That's kind of the point of it, but it's gonna be hard for me to try to... I mean, I know in the end, sometimes you just have to take the criticism, because it's gonna be there anyways. But I just have to figure out what I want to deliver and why, or not why, but how with hybrid sanctum. Because it's definitely not gonna be everybody's cup of tea. And I mean, that's kind of a good point, is that you just don't have to click on the link or whatever, but I have been tweeting, but like, again, that's the thing, like, I don't know how to use Twitter. I try to interact with people, and it's like, I feel weird about it, because like, I feel like I'm bothering them almost, because of how... I don't know, it's weird. Like, I don't have the same brain length as them. I don't, like, vibe with the same things. I don't like a lot of the same things, and it's really hard for me to make a connection, because then they don't want to make a connection, and it's just like... Again, I could just be thinking about it way too much. I could just be, like, you know, in the wrong places or whatever. But it's very, very hard for me to figure out what I want to do in that regard. I still, yeah, it is definitely a platform where, about the thing too is, like, I was looking into it a lot, actually, and it's weird, because, like, people with, like, a bunch of, like, followers, like, thousands of followers on, well, that's the thing, too, that I noticed, is that, a lot of YouTubers started on Twitch because it's easier to build an audience that way, I guess, but it's... To me, it feels more of like a, and I do not mean this as an insult, both can be taken either way. It's just like a lot of people make the transition from Twitch to YouTube once they feel like they're, you know... It's like it's better for them in the long run type thing. That's kind of how I feel almost, where Twitch is like more of like a temporary passing, you know, like almost like flipping through the channels type thing. It really doesn't feel like there's that much of a sense of community in a lot of them. And it's like, that's what kind of threw me off on a lot of it. It's like, it's about supporting each other, but not like supporting each other, if that makes sense. A lot of it is like, you know, promoting each other, you know, basically kind of like, you know, scratch each other's back type thing. But like, that isn't necessarily what I want. I want to be able to create something where people can just talk about the stuff they like just for talking about the stuff they like, regardless of whether or not, you know, they do or don't support somebody else or whatever. I don't know, it's weird, because it's like, I feel like, yeah, the whole thing of like being ungrateful versus literally just being there, I don't know, it's a lot. I am, honestly, I frequent Instagram, that's the thing, I don't really talk that much on like general social media. I'll meet people and talk to a bunch of them like that way, or through like Discord servers, or like on a more personal communication level. But when it comes to like larger social medias like that, I really have no idea how to like talk to people in that regard. It feels so different. It always feels like way more eyes are on you. Like, I'm not even talking to like, you know, the usual like Twitter memes like, you know, haha, cancel this or whatever. Like, it genuinely feels like there's so many more eyes on you. There's so much more judgmental, and it's hard for me to figure out what I'm doing. It just feels like so much more high pressure in general, and it's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like yes and no. Twitch, I'm a bit paranoid of too, because of how many people will like rage issues and spam slurs and all that in like chats, and like there's ways against it, but then they use like symbols to get past filters. There's all sorts of things, so it's just like Twitch is definitely a starting ground for a lot of people because of how easy access it is and how easy it is to get like sponsorships and stuff like that. But I'm at the point where I really don't. I'm not pushing that hard for in that regard because I want to create something where I know what I'm doing first beforehand, but I still, it's like I want to know what I'm doing, but I also need to learn how to know what I'm doing, and that's why, like, a lot of people that start on Twitch, I noticed, don't have an audience to begin with. My audience is only my friends right now, and I'm okay with that. I'm so much okay with that, and I want to expand on that. Like, that's what it is, and I feel like that my headspace in that regard is very different, and that's why I've been having a hard time using it. I'll just tweet like stupid shit every now and then because that's what everybody does, you know, like, oh, you know, I left the microwave on or this or that, and it's just like every now and then, you know, you post like updates, stuff like that, but like none of the people that watch me are on Twitter, and again, it's a much more of like a, you know, scratch your back and I'll scratch you, or scratch my back and I'll scratch yours type thing, and it's like, I like that sense in the community, but I don't like it when that's all the community is built around, you know? So like, I try to be more active on there because that's the thing, like, it really is a much more of a higher discovery rate with it. But I don't know how much I really want to talk, like, worry about it, exactly because, like, it's great for exposure and growing, but I don't know how much of that growth I really want to, like, it's like an exchange almost, you know? It's like, you're nothing but like a number at that point, you know? It's just like, oh, an extra follower or something like that helped me out with my algorithms, or, you know, people finding me more, and it's like, I don't like that. I like that they're helping each other out that way, but that's not something I want for the content I make. I'm very much a, you know, more emotional person. I create a lot more, you know, you see me here, you know? It's like, I don't do anything that like appeals to like the main people, or like it is in the like headspace of growth or whatever. I literally just kind of talk about whatever, and if it suits, you know, what you like to see, then here you are, you know, because a lot of people don't have what I have. And if I could, like, you know, grow on that, I'd like to, but I also don't want to, like, place so much priority on that that I'm changing what I put out, and that's pretty much what it is. I'll change what I put out for people who like me, but not to reach more people, you know? So the people who like me the way you guys do, then I'm doing something right. It may not be right for, like, a lot of people that have, like, a large growth or whatever, but for what I've given people and how they haven't had an experience or people to talk to like myself in that regard, it's like, I'd rather sacrifice, you know, whatever profits I can make or whatever for right now and give them that feeling, you know, of like validation as opposed to just, I don't know, it's just people. It speaks volumes to me when people kind of like latch on to me in that regard, and they're like, you know, people don't usually let me talk about this kind of stuff or this or that. And it's like, yeah, man, you know, it's like I want you to be able to talk about what you like. I want you to be able to talk about things you like. I want you to be able to show all these cool things that you made without having the fear of like, is it good enough or this or that when you barely even started it. There's so much like fear that's been put behind doing better, and it's so hard. Like, you should always have a drive to improve, but it should not be a drive created from fear. It's kind of like the thing where, like, you know, people talk about how people will, give more to people, but I don't know how to put it. It's like, it's a very common trope that's delved into a lot, but I can't think of it right now. The best way I can put it is, like, when I was playing, like, this Create Your Own Adventure Dragon game, and, like, it was like you could either threaten the people into giving you, you know, the treasures and wealth or whatever, you could, like, you know, help them out and, like, you know, listen to their woes and all this other stuff and all these monsters that are raiding them or whatever, and you actually get, you know, more treasures and stuff in the end because of how they will give you more. They're not giving you the baseline of whatever you require, I guess is. I don't know how to put it right, because that sounds really bad on literally any other VTuber like that uses those platforms. That's not what I'm trying to do here. It's more like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, my content is very much not for a lot of people in the sense where it's like, they just don't want it, and that's okay, I get that, but a lot of people are also at that point where they like that content, but nobody else wants it, so they're like, am I the only one? And I had that feeling a lot as a kid, and just in general, and it sucks. It's very much not the case. It's just, it's so hard to find others like that, you know? That's why, I mean, that's why I'm doing this stuff, you know? It's like, I want to have a better reach. I do. I want to reach out to more people, but I want to reach out to more people like me or like us, right? And that's where the hard part comes in, where it's like trying to get the reach, but in order to get the reach, you have to appeal to more people. In order to appeal to more people, I can't have the same content that I, you know, currently make. And it's hard. You really gotta choose between, again, a balance. I keep saying that word a lot because that really is what it is. You can't just have a definitive advice. Everything has to be taken with a grain of salt like that, and it's just like... I give what I can to people who like... Hi. You're naming the tree? I'll go take a look. I swear to God, if you're naming a beast Stroganoff, I'll break down and sob midstream right now. Where... in general, I'm guessing? God damn it! Alright, we need to name the tree first. Beast Stroganoff. Beast Stroganoff, Beast Stroganoff, Tree Stroganoff! Beast Stroganoff, Water Tree Tree, Water Tree Shoe, Water Tree Stroganoff! Tree! Beef Stroganoff! Unwrapped tree. Beef Stroganoff. Tree Alright guys, you gotta come together on a name, okay? Is that what we're going with? The Tree Stroganoff? Is that... we're naming our fucking tree? Right. God damn it. You must wait about the trying to watch issue. Tree Stroganoff, I'm gonna sob. My phone is having a moment. There we go. Phone, please. So what's the vote? Are we going to Tree Stroganoff? Are we doing Tree Stroganoff? Then we're gonna name our fucking tree. I'm leaving it to a vote. So we have Tree Stroganoff. I'll make it like the cringe emoji. And then, what was the other one? Watery Shoe? I'll just make a little watery note. There, y'all vote. I'm... Democracy! Alright, I am waiting for your input. So that we're going with Tree Stroganoff? Damn. Tree Stroganoff. It has my vote. Are we setting on Tree Stroganoff? Is that what we're gonna name our tree? All in favor? A tree wait. Oh, wait, where is it? A sandwich is not in this bit. If you want an invite to that server, you can ask. I'm sure you'd invite with people there. All in favor? Hi! We distorted these words so far beyond comprehension. Yours. brand. Alright, there it is. Last tree. Here we go. Tree Shuganov. Tree Shuganov. There it is. Water the tree, guys. God. There it is. We have tree. God. Holy shit, it's growing. I'm trying to water the tree and everybody's already like half the weight. God damn it. Oh my god, y'all are wildin'. I love how y'all just going absolutely fucking ham on this fucking tree. This is great. We need a channel. I'll put it in we put it in general, the art channels. Like the... I'll put it in general. The general is so fun. I need like a third channel for this. Or category. Tree get off. Shooting off. I'm losing my mind, y'all. Y'all are funny. Brave sugar off. I will not allow the consumption of sandwich. You can eat sandwiches, but we do not eat the gay sandwich. He's just here. He's just vibing, okay? You leave him out of this. I definitely am in a much better mood now. Thank you guys. I really appreciate y'all, like, a lot. Honestly, a lot of my character arc too, with like being more forgiving of myself, definitely did stem a lot from you guys. Let me just be real. Like, I learned a lot more about... Because I really didn't talk to many people aside from my IRLs who, after talking to you guys, I realized how mean my IRLs kind of are a lot of the time. And it's like... having the ability to be able to talk to y'all and get genuine support really does make a big difference in that. I think that is a lot of reason too, like you were asking earlier, Sarah, you know, why do people start on Twitch then or whatever, is because a lot of people really don't have a support system like that. You know, outside of the what I talked about, where it's like you're there to learn about it, about the system itself, but you're not there to support the person themselves, you know? So being able to have pre-made connections like that, which again is definitely a struggle for some people, but I was able to make them, so I'm gonna use them. And I really appreciate it, because you guys really do give me a lot of inspiration, honestly, to continue working on different things. It really has affected me a lot and changed a lot of how I see myself and how I'm able to take things on. So I know I say thank you a lot, and it almost sounds ingenuine in a way, like I'm like a business saying thank you for shopping with Smith. But really, I genuinely appreciate you. I can't say it enough. Because when I do say it a lot, it sounds ingenuine, but I really do appreciate everything that you guys have given me as far as like support goes. I know I say it so much, and like I really, I'm sure it gets annoying almost after a point, but y'all really do make a big difference to me. In how I do things, how I see things, give me the motivation to do these things, and create all these worlds and stories and media with you guys. And Quippy Pubble. Pubble time, just turn Pubble. So that's part. I'm honestly thinking I might just not go to Twitch at least. I have to think about it a lot, but I definitely don't want to go to it right now. Because I noticed that when it comes to restreaming, you basically, unless I'm wrong, you have to pay for it, or else you get like, you know, like lower quality, like watermarks, you know, you don't get to like have as much time and this and that, and it's like, I could deal with all that, but honest to God, for the general audiences I've seen on Twitch, and like, for all the risks that are involved, I'd much rather stay on YouTube. A lot of people don't do it, from what I can tell, because of, there's very little discovery on YouTube, so a lot of times they're streaming to nobody instead of, you know, somebody, but I have y'all, and I am perfectly okay with keeping it like that. Like, in comparison to, you know, again, changing myself like that. If I get enough of an audience, I, again, might, start like a separate Twitch page. Not separate, but, you know, like, I'll make a Twitch page, and like, I definitely do some more stuff with their API that they have and stuff like that, but I mean, like, I do want to do more, like, interactables. I just, again, I've been working a lot more on art lately, which is wild to me, because I usually have horrible art block, so. The S word. Yeah, it's, I mean, that's the thing, that's what I'm saying, is like, I just like having stupid little inside jokes like that. It's just, it's so dumb, I love it. But, if I do get more of an audience, I actually do plan, because Twitch has a lot, from what I can tell, more, like, easier access monetization, but I'd probably, I'm still not sure how I want to go about that. I'm really not. The audience I have, I wouldn't make anything significant for, you know, the amount of, you know, ads or whatever I have to put in front of you guys. It's just, it's not worth it to me. If I had a larger audience, what I'd probably do is have, like, a separate channel on Twitch that has ads. So I can be like, you know, if you guys want to support me, you can watch it here. Otherwise, you know, it'll be ad-free on YouTube. Twitch will have more interactives, you know, stuff like that. But until I'm at a point where I have an audience to do that, I just, there isn't much of a reason to do that yet. I'd rather just stay on YouTube and stick here with you guys, honestly. I've met people slowly, but I've still met people. It's still growth, and even though it's like not a lot, and definitely in a lot of ways not as much as people usually want to go for, in a lot of other ways too, it's like, again, it's kind of, it's hard because a lot of the tips you see are things that I'm literally like advocating that it's okay to not do that for, you know, it's a hard thing to take on. I don't like calling myself special in that regard, because like I feel pretentious about it. But some of the things that they say to do just literally will not work for the vibe I want to have. I alternate a little bit sometimes, or like change it up a little bit sometimes, so I can take some of that advice, but I'm trying to take what I can of what advice that I'm seeing and and change it so that way it applies to me, and if I can't, then I'll just keep where I'm at. Again, I have been growing. It's been been slow, I guess. I think it's fine, but I know, but like, again, there's also like the inner part of me, and sometimes like watching others and them talking about the growth, and it's like, comparatively, it does feel a little slow to that, but for what I have and for what I like doing, I am perfectly content with it. So there. Give me 1 second, I gotta go check on something actually. Where's my...
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God,
Okay, hi, I'm back. I forgot whatever I was talking about. I think I'm gonna finish the lines for this, and then I'm gonna end. Well, actually, I'm feeling a lot better now, but I also have already been alive for like 2 hours. And I know that isn't like a lot, like comparatively, I guess, but that's a hard part too, is because like I always like I do that thing where like I'm used to what people like criticize me with, which low-key is honestly unreasonable at times. Like I'll like make understatements about things that I do, and like, you know, like I'll say that it isn't a lot, but then like for a lot of other people, doing like that consistency or that level of work or whatever is like hard for them. So it feels like I'm invalidating them. It's like, no, I'm just invalidating myself, and it's like, but that's not okay either. So it's like, I think I need to take my own advice. I need to stop worrying so much about maintaining relationships that I really am not benefiting from at all and have no dedication to. And focusing more on myself, because I keep trying to say, you know, I'm gonna focus on myself, but then I always keep ending up trying to like help people out and commit myself to things that I shouldn't be committing myself to and have no reason to commit myself to, and then I'm like, you know, there's expectations that I can't meet, and then I think it's my fault when I didn't have to be there to begin with. So I think I really do just need to I'm not thinking anything in regards to the streams, by the way. That's actually quite the opposite of what I'm saying. Because I've been, you know, out of it for a while because I was sick and whatnot, I think I need to go back to focusing more on myself and the content I want to make, rather than trying to like take from others or like, you know, receive criticisms from others and worry about what they're thinking about. Because if I do lose the original idea that the point is that people are mean, and I don't want to follow that. That's literally like part of why I'm doing this, is because like people have that lack of genuine support, I guess is the word. I don't know how to put it, but it's a hard thing too, because it's like it almost feels like if you don't support somebody like wholeheartedly in their endeavors, it feels like you're not like really supporting them. And it's like I can like just, you know, like things that people do without like vehemently like, you know, pledging myself, or, you know, I can like their work without looking at them as a person, or vice versa, you know. Like, man, I don't know, I just really don't feel that comfortable in the VTuber Twitter headspace, I guess. It's like one end of the spectrum or the other, where you either devote yourself entirely, or you're not devoting yourself. I don't know. And yeah, it's like that also doesn't apply to everybody. It's just that the more conflicted parts are, of course, the loudest, unfortunately. Is what gets the most views, and that's what ends up being the most interacted with. It's, like, I'm still gonna be on those platforms, but I think I'm gonna stop worrying about them as much. But I really do wanna. I don't want to get so wrapped up in trying to find more of an audience that I'm gonna like start neglecting you guys, you know? That really isn't something I want for myself, but I'm seeing it a little bit more now. What is going on with Tree Shuganoff? Let me see. He's a tall boy.
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon.
Get to the ground, he's growing. He's indeed a tall boy. Y'all are having fun with this tree. Oh my god, it is close to 69. Holy shit. Y'all. I'm counting on you guys to screenshot it when you get to 69 feet. I want to see it. Yeah, I really need to get used to, not get used to, but prioritize you guys, because you guys are the one that made me grow. You guys are the one that gave me the confidence to start doing this stuff, and I continue to support me to this day, and I need to I need to remember to stick by the ideals that you guys have always kind of liked me for. That's all. I always get so happy when I get to like just bullshit around with you guys like that. I'm honestly okay with where I'm at. I'm very happy where I'm at. I really appreciate you guys so much. I know I'm a broken record with it, but I'm always so happy to talk to y'all, for real. Sometimes I always just get so afraid of other things in other, streaming communities or whatever, where it's like you have to, like, do things right and this and that, but it's like, you're here for me, not, just to, I want to give you good content. I should not have to fight to maintain your attention. I do not, and I need to remember that. I'm not like, somebody that nobody knows, that, I'm literally streaming to nobody, and I have to actually sacrifice myself and fight for something that I want. I don't need to do that, and I need to just get that mentality out of my head. I have friends. I need to remember that. I want to keep going, giving you guys content that you like, not just people that are criticizing everything online. And whether they're mutuals or IRLs or whatever, I need to listen to people that are actually supporting me. That's the people who I'm making content for. I mean, I'm still gonna listen to what people have to say, otherwise, of course, a lot of the things they have said has helped me grow as a person anyways, because sometimes, you don't, there is a bias in things we do, and I do see things that I like, oh, I could probably do that instead, yeah, you're right. But when I start worrying so much about it, it actually affects the opposite way in my streams, and it's like I end up like when I first started and I was all like out of it, I think I am gonna interact less on those platforms and just remember that I am a lot more here for a specific audience, which is you guys basically, and anybody else that feels like they also fit in with that kind of headspace. 68! 68.6! Yeah! The tree has become 69 feet tall. Okay, you got the tree to 69 feet tall. I'm so proud of you. Thank you. I probably am gonna end in a little bit though. I do need sleep. I do want to work a lot more on Hyper Sync too. I'm a little awake now, but I do want to work more on Hyper Sync. I have a lot of ideas, and I am very excited to work on them. I do need to work more on Lucian, like, passively though. In the future, on our streams, you can, like, request, like, little judo or something like that. I do want to, like, try to, like, develop more characters. I do want to write more characters. So I know a lot of that kind of, like, creation and interaction is done on server anyway, so it's like... I just kind of want to like contribute a little bit to it also. I need to work more on this drawing in my off time too. Exactly because of how slow I work, I really don't get that much done on stream. That's part of why I didn't really want to take art commissions either, because like I'm very slow and I mean, I don't know, I don't like rushing myself because then it's like the work is really made. It's like I know that a lot of like, you know, actual commission artists don't have that luxury, but that's why I'm not making money on it. I learned that too, by the way, like as time went on. I stopped liking art for a long time. When I went through that 2-year art block period, it was when I was trying to like figure out why, how to get people to commission me and stuff like that. And I found out in the end that with what I'd have to like work on and do, like some of the things. And I remember this is one thing I did see on Twitter where there's like one of those hardest follow kills things, whatever, for like artists. And somebody wrote that you know, sometimes you have to change your art style to grow faster. And so many people take that negatively, and not like conceptually, like, how do I put this? In order to grow faster, yes, you will grow faster if you change your style to appeal to people more. And people got mad saying that, you know, I mean, it's Twitter, saying, you know, like, oh, you know, fucking, yes, you should always change your style to appeal. People want what you want as an artist. And I'm like, that's the balance. That's what they're talking about. If you want to grow fast, yes, you have to do what people want. If you want to grow a genuine audience, then you're gonna grow slower. You're gonna have a harder time reaching people. The point of that post was to make it a balance, not to tell people to grow faster. And actually, I saw some of the things in the replies there where it was like one person was actually talking about how they actually transitioned. They had a very, very beautiful semi-realistic art style that I fucking love, but because, again, not as many people like that, they transitioned to a much more like flashy, cartoony style. And they talked about how much they grew because of it and how they just kind of accepted that. And that's the thing, it's like, it's nothing to do with the quality as far as that goes, or changing it, but just the style in and of itself, and what people like versus what you want to make, you know? And when I was looking at that, like, you know, this was a few years ago when I'm looking at my art and I'm seeing what people are saying, and I don't like it. And that's kind of when I made the choice that I want to just keep art as a hobby. I don't want to, like, if you want to make money on it, you might have to alter it, and that's, you know, that's your own thing. And if you want to do that, if you can't do that, then by all means, that's how a lot of people do it, you know? But, I did not want to lose what I did enjoy of art. And if I was, a lot of things I would have to change are very core parts of, like, my own style, what I like about my style. Because my style is literally just, like, right, basically, it's a tell my characters, but I put a little more semi-realism shading in it. If I, like, I'm close to, I don't think of any artists off the top of my head right now. But it's like, you know, kind of like the rendering or painting art or whatever, you know, where it's like kind of like an in-between point. It's a style I absolutely adore, and I actually do like having more, like, bright colors and stuff like that. It's like, I made my style based on what I like, not necessarily things that were popular, and it's like, that's what it's gonna be when I make it, you know? It's like, things that I like, not necessarily things that are popular. If I can market it that way, whatever, sure, but I don't really like it how I have it. And if I wanted to make money on it, I'd have to change it, so I just, no. I made the choice where it's just, no. Yeah, and I just decided I want to keep art as a hobby. I couldn't go under that pressure. It's a lot of pressure, and I don't want that for myself. I'd much rather... I'd much rather work on something that I enjoy and just get nothing but, you know... Personal satisfaction is fine for me, and I'll get my you know, income in other ways. I learned that I did not want to overlap my hobbies that I did to that, you know, for enjoyment. I don't want to overlap that with work, because then you start losing that enjoyment. And again, I got at that point where I literally just didn't draw anything for 2 consecutive years, and I my growth stunted horribly because of it, honestly. It really did. I feel like Zai was a big part of pulling me out of that block, honestly. And I'm still really grateful to him for just existing. It'll help me out a lot in general, honestly. It's like, I'd like to reach more people and give them that same feeling that y'all gave me, but I also don't want to change the feeling that I did for that. Something I gotta figure out myself, but we'll see as time goes on. I definitely need to remember to keep more to my... Be true to yourself or something like that. Yeah, I think I am gonna end really soon, actually. I do want to look more on Hiya them. I do, I want to sit there and think a little bit about what I've been doing. Tomorrow's my off day, and I need to... I need to clean up the house, for one. I owe it to, my roommates, and they've let me slide a lot more than they should. Again, because I'm nice to them and all that, and they feel that, but I also shouldn't take advantage of that either, you know? So I need to clean up for one. It's gone on long enough! And then I need to, well, after again, I catch up on sleep. I'm gonna get so much sleep, yo. I'm so excited. And, you know, hang on, let me, like...
I ain't gonna take that, stay back. I'll be swinging hard till the hits come in all caps. I ain't gonna lay back, pray that someone's gonna help me. Ain't nobody like that.
Hey, real quick though, I'm gonna
wait, that's all fact. Give me one shot and I'll never get the throne back. I'm sick of being cautious. I'ma go cause something, can't stop this. I'ma steal everybody's lane, call it shoplift. Sick of hearing everyone complain when they thoughtless. Taste the pain, it's like candy canes. It makes me go change into a better frame, into a better name. Society,
I wanted to go lower.
we all live for fame. Yeah. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm back.
Yeah, I wanted to go longer. I wanted to.
In this life, I'm crazy, I'm mad. Do it no cap.
At least to like...
You better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm back. Baby, I'm back.
Over like... somewhere around here. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Well, that'll be for later on. I am very excited to work on Hiya film because again, I have so many ideas. I really do. I like, do you? Let me know if there's a name you want me to call you aside from Gay Sandwich. If you like being called Gay Sandwich, I will call you Gay Sandwich. But if there is a name you prefer me to address you by, do let me know in the server. But if you want to see some of Hiya, I think I might have also gone over that briefly with you. I'm not sure. I'll let you have a look at it. It's there's a lot to go over with it. The head fog has been very bad this stream. I really do apologize. I'm happy I was able to pick up towards the end, but I really do need to get some sleep. I need to give my body proper resources so that way it can like work and I can deliver decent content. And yeah, I need to take a minute to focus less on putting out, you know, content because I always focus so much on creating content and less about how to improve it. But then I do that too, and it's just I need to take a step back, return and do more of what I want to do rather than pressure-based scenarios where I try to do all the things at once. And I need to stop putting pressure on myself where I shouldn't. I need to focus on putting myself on pressures, how to improve what I have and not change it to make it quote-unquote better when it's just changing to be what people like. I think most people, not people we have here. It's gonna be a bit that's just not from the point. As per usual, again, I know I sound like a broken record, but for real, I really appreciate you guys being here. I'm gonna look at tree sugar now for a while, and yeah, if you guys want to see me work on Hypersync, just ask for the invite there. The server itself is very messy, but that's just figuring out what I'm doing with it.
Caught up in a daydream, I beat my mind up there almost daily. It's how I pass time, no opinions safely. It's how I understand what I want in this place. See, cause everybody wanna tell you bad things. What could go wrong? What fame brings, but success.
I was just checking if something, so I thought I saw something. Okay. Oh, that's what it was. Alright, fair enough. Oh, your catch ball. I changed the balls so that way they're not on like an ad layer. I just use a blank background on a green screen so that way they're not like diluted. You guys can see their colors now. But yeah, that's all I got for today. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna stream something on Wednesday, but it might be a little bit later, and it's not a guarantee. But I am still very excited to play more Code Realize regardless. On what was it? Thursday, right? That's my tech day. On Thursday, I am going to be doing a PS4 controller refurb. I don't know. It's nothing like particularly related. I decided I just like start going around the apartment and just getting random shit and be like, okay, let's clean this and refurb this and explain how it works. So that will be my next stream if I don't do Code Realize on Thursday. I think it's at 4. I gotta double check. And hi. Oh my god, my head fog is horrible again. I need to get sleep. Friday I might cancel the final. Oh no. Thank you, I appreciate it. I was actually very paranoid. I felt like today wasn't really that great, but I'm happy that you enjoyed it regardless. I really do appreciate it. Let's see here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do Final Fantasy. You know what? I haven't in a long time, and a lot has changed. So I think I am gonna keep the Final Fantasy stream, and then return to Code Realize on Saturday. And because it is a weekend, I can make it a little bit longer that way. So there, appreciate it, and I'm gonna keep grabbing. Okay, that's all. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in server. I'm always talking there, anyways.
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change, play the game that we say. I need a break. Time staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on. I wanna be someone. I wanna be great. I'm gonna be someone. It's never too late. Game face on when I chase like that. Yeah, I play so strong with a knife in the back. I'ma swing home run like a baseball bat. Gonna see me rise if you hate on that. I don't play both sides, doing me no cap. I'ma ride or die for my dreams on tap. I'ma fly real high, you ain't see me slack. No, it's not how you fall, it's how you get right back up. That's how you get tough. Calluses on my hands so rough, yeah, I call your bluff. I'm not the one, mess with me, come out with none. Cause I'm so done, you had your fun. And now you're gonna face down the barrel of the gun. Cause I got a full clip with your name on it. But I'ma let you slide cause you ain't worth it. Time staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on. Time staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on.